So I brought you guys to my little spot where I like to go and sit and actually meditate and stare out my front yard here. And I thought that I would bring this to you because it's always such a joy for me to just sit out here and look out over through this field and that beautiful tree right there. I mean, they're all beautiful, but that one right in the center is just amazing. And I'll hang out here a lot of times at night and watch the sky and watch the cows go by and all kinds of stuff. It's got a real cool breeze, and it's just a great place to come and sit and meditate. And I wanted to share that with you because now you can actually experience it. So you could rewind this and put me on mute and just watch how those trees blow and so forth. So, but that's not why I wanted to get onto the live feed here. I was actually talking with my wife earlier, so thank you for joining in. And if you want to see, if you want to see me, I'll stay on this way. But if you want to see the beautiful nature while I talk, just comment below. I'm down. I don't really care either way. So I was talking to my wife just about 20 minutes ago, and she came out off a phone call and was like so vivacious and so full of energy. And over the last about 3 days, well, 2.5 days, I've actually been dragging. And even over the course of the week, I had some really awesome things happen for me. But I also had a list of things that I really want to get done that really close to me and important for Evolve Life. I'm moving, I'm doing a lot of stuff. So I've really made some of my own personal self-development stuff. I kind of put it on the back burner, and I started feeling slow. And actually I pulled my hamstring, and I'm like, I can't even walk. And now the universe is doing everything it can do to slow me down all of a sudden after some amazing stuff that happened over the course of this week. It was just one thing after the other. It was like the Midas touch. Every time I turned around, things I was trying to get rid of, I got rid of. Things I needed to come into my life came into my life. It was just amazing. Things I've been looking for 2 years all of a sudden just pop up out of nowhere. And that's the way my week was going all the way up until really, I guess, yesterday morning. And I ended up also waking up with this pain in my leg. I couldn't even walk. So I started feeling really exhausted. And, when you feel exhausted, you don't get your stuff done. And I started actually beating myself up over the fact that there were certain things I wanted to make sure I was going to do. And then I didn't do it, right? And then I was like, man, and I started getting on myself about it. And it started totally slowing me down, which was it's so weird, especially because, what I teach with Evolve Life is how to maximize your potential. And here I am for the last, I guess, day and a half, feeling I'm not living up to it. I feel like I'm dragging. And then I started taking things into account, and I started talking to my wife today, and she had all this energy. And I realized, oh man, the pain in my leg, that is tiring. And now all of a sudden I'm starting to behave and do the things I would do when I was depressed, or if I was depressed, but I'm not depressed. I am so excited and so thankful for life, but yet the universe is literally locked up my left leg so I can barely even walk. It's telling me, dude, take a break. So I think what happens a lot of times for me, or has happened a lot of times in the past for me, and now that I had this insight that this is the thing I do that actually allows the pendulum to swing back the other way, is when you're in the flow. That's when you want to give out most of your energy. You want to just give it 110%. That's going with the tide, right? It makes life so easy. But then there's some subtle things and some not so subtle things. Some subtle things, just I ended up getting into a little bickering conversation with my wife on the way back from the event on Thursday, and it was such a great time, and all of a sudden it just shifted, and there was bickering going on for an hour ride home, and I'm like, how is this even happening? So I ended up I engaged in it, and I allowed it to happen, and it slowed me down, and then I woke up in the morning, and my leg was just I wasn't even able to walk. And yet I'm pushing through and trying to push through. But the truth is, the universe is telling me, dude, relax. So looking for the clues, and when things are going your way, that's when you want to give 110%. 110%. And if things aren't going your way, it's actually the time when you can actually give yourself some grace and you don't have to push through the tide, because if you give yourself a grace when that tide is swinging back the other way, what happens is you have so much conserved energy, and it's going to help you get back to where you got to go. And when the pendulum's coming back, where the tide's going back out this way and you're swimming, you're going to go so much farther. So in those times where it's like, if it feels overwhelming, and tell me if this resonates with you, but if it like feels overwhelming and you feel like you're like nothing you can do is working out and you're like, what is up with this? Then those are the times when actually you need to just surrender, and you just need to chill out, and you just need to allow. And then when the tide and things are starting to work for you, that's when you put the pedal to the metal. That's when you like go at it 110%, and you accomplish so much more than you could have ever accomplished if you were, tired, because you've been trying to do the hustle. Like we're told we just have to work hard all the time. And that's one way to do it, but it's not how you have to do it. And I'd like to create an opportunity for you, if that's something that that way you kind of believe to be true. I'd like to create an opportunity for you to think about it from this perspective, where it's when things are tough, it's like time for you to slow down and reflect and see if you're doing the right things. Because if you just keep doing whatever you're doing and things are tough, then guess what happens? You make more of the things that are tough and you're tired out. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. And I'll use one more analogy here just to kind of explain it another way. So I went surfing at Inland. It's an outdoor man-made 6-foot wave surfing park in Austin. It's like really, really cool. But what happened is when I would wait for a wave, and I'd wait for the wave to come to me, right? That's waiting for the tide to come to you. And I'd paddle quickly at that point. I wouldn't paddle before that, because if I paddled too soon, then I was going to be tired by the time the wave got there. So you have to like time it. So you're waiting for that wave to come. And that's like that energy of that flow, when you can actually start feeling like the good things are coming. So sometimes you got to just like pause for a second and appreciate, and just keep your eye over your shoulder. Is this wave going to be coming? Is this going to be a perfect set? Am I in the right spot? Am I face the right direction? All of those things. That's what you do when the tide's going out, right? And then when the tide comes in, that's when you do your finishing touches. And then when it gets there, you want to just paddle as hard as you can. And as soon as it gets to you, you're moving a little bit and it just starts pushing you. And then you can get up and ride the wave of life. So you can do this in surfing, or you could do it in life, right? So you can do it in so many areas of your life. So think about that. Rather than having to push through all the time, then when things are tough, don't beat yourself up about it. Just settle in for a second and just relax and chill out and reflect. And that's the time you can get set up, so that this way, when the tide's coming back your way and everything that you've been asking for is coming in your direction, you can really take advantage of it. So I hope this helps you. And so I'll let me know if there's any thoughts, and I'll get back to you. Share this, of course, if you think it will help anybody. Comment and tag people in this if you think it's good for them. Thank you so much, Gabby and Roll and Chance and Alex, for joining. You guys are amazing. Always got my back, and I appreciate that. So, spread the love and have a great day, everybody. Cheers.